Hi, how are you guys doing, Max and Joanna? Thank you so much for this opportunity. Sorry, I'm kind of dressed up. I didn't. I had a dinner earlier, and now I just figured I'd leave it on and look a little professional for the interview. So that's kind of why I'm a little swagged out right now. Yeah, I can't believe I said that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get through these 5 questions because I know you guys are busy and probably have a lot of people to go through. So here we go. Question one: 7 out of 10 or 5 out of 5. I would say I am a 7 out of 10. I know it doesn't seem very positive. 5 out of 5 is kind of the obvious answer. Not to say I'm not positive or anything, but I just kind of always have gone through life with a little bit of um, not tempered expectations. Sorry, but more of a sense of that you can always improve. So with anything I've tried to do, whether it be like sports or organizations like Cicerone's or academics, I've always had this idea where you can always improve and maybe slowly work up from a 7 to a 7.1 or 7.5, or just kind of climb that ladder as you go. So that would be my answer to number one. All right, warmed up. Number two. All right, so my story. I was born in Orlando, June 3rd, 1995, in Arnold Palmer Hospital here or there in Central Florida. I lived there for 4 years, moved up to Maryland for another 4 years. While I was there, I loved it. I kind of fell in love with the place at a very young age. It snowed a lot. It was awesome, but I didn't have to, shovel snow or anything like that, so I didn't have to deal with any of the hard stuff. But after that, we moved back down to Florida when I was 8. Came back, didn't really I did well in school, kind of tried to stay involved with sport or clubs and stuff. Didn't really get serious about sports. I mean, I tried other ones like soccer and basketball. Like, I'm terrible at basketball, by the way. I know I'm kind of tall, but if you ever play basketball with me, man, just don't put me on your team. I'm gonna let you down, I promise. So So I wasn't really committed to one sport until the end of my seventh grade year. I started swimming, as you might know. I was a big swimmer through high school. It was my life pretty much. You wake up in the morning, you go swim, you go to class, you get out of class, you go swim again. It was everything. I built my schedule, my life, even to some extent school around swimming, just because I spend so much time there. And I really fell in love with the sport. I started kind of late. Um, a lot of people will start swimming at a very young age. But I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool to have that team and really just have that thing to keep me busy all the time. So when it came to the end of high school, I was considering where I wanted to go to college, and I was a decent swimmer. I wasn't anything amazing, but it became pretty clear that if I wanted to swim in high school, like get a scholarship or walk onto a team, I would have to go to a smaller school. And I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to come to a big school. And after I went through, got all my acceptance letters and rejection letters back and kind of got where I wanted to go, I decided UF would be the best place for me. So I came to UF. Obviously, a great choice. And I decided to try and walk onto the swim team. If you don't know, UF constantly has one of the best swim teams in the nation. They are top 5 almost every year. This year, I think they're ranked number 1 right now, which is very cool. Um, so I tried to make the swim team for the first semester of freshman year, and it was my whole life. So I built my whole schedule around it. Got up at 5 in the morning, 4 days a week, swam every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday for about 3 hours, and then Saturdays. Again, I would get up in the morning, even before game days. I would have a morning swim, and then I would have the weekend. It was a lot. It was a big commitment, and I kind of dedicated. I threw myself into it just because I wanted to give it a fair shot to try and make the team. And the way it worked, they told us there was going to be a swim meet at the end of the semester for the club team that I was swimming on, and if I had the right enough times, I would maybe start to train with the swim team next semester. So I went to the meet, swam it, went back home for winter break, came back up second semester, and I kind of knew, even during the meet, I knew the times that I swam weren't fast enough. I just wasn't on the same level as the other guys. And I went in, talked to my coach, and she told me that the times weren't fast enough. You're gonna have to either keep trying or stop. So I decided to stop swimming, which was very tough. It was, and once you do something for a very long time and you stop, it's it's shocking, really. Like what you did. What did I do? We still here? Okay, sorry, the screen blanked out on me. But yeah, so it was tough. You know, your whole life is built around this one thing, and now it's gone. And I felt really like a quitter for a while. I felt really guilty about it and wasn't really in the best state of mind. A couple of things happened though, second semester, that kind of got me back on track. One was I rushed Kappa Sig in the spring, got in. It was a great experience. Those guys were the best. Really kind of got that team aspect that I was missing on the swim team. And then second thing was obviously Cicerones. So those two things kind of help me get over that really tough obstacle of that kind of setback in my life. And now I'm here to say that I think it's made me stronger, it's made me a better person, and I'm ready to take on more challenges in the future. So that is my little story for you guys. Third question, moving right along. What should the new members gain from the spring retreat? That's a great question. I think from what I remember from my spring retreat was that it was really the first time as a newbie class that we were able to come together and really bond. So what I would want for the newbies 15 would be one, to bond with each other. I really want those people to really come together as a newbie class and get to know each other and start spending time with each other, you know, find those relationships that I'm fortunate enough to have with newbies 14, because that's really where it all starts. It starts with your newbie class, and then eventually it will spread out to the rest of the organization through training. But it really just starts with the people you get in with, and I really hope that spring retreat will be something that they will be able to use as a base within their own newbie class to really get to know the people there. It's such a valuable time to really get yourself grounded in the organization with the people around you who are accepted with you. So that is what I hope that they can do. That's just because that's something that happened with me. And I know a lot of people in Newbies 14 hopefully feel the same way. Fourth question, what would my role be in the spring retreat as a leader? Kind of going off question 3, I would kind of let them come together. I don't want to push them together, but I think they're going to come together. But just as a leader, the whole goal is to hopefully get them to come together as a newbie class and really start forming those bonds. So as a spring retreat leader, the whole goal would be to let them come together and maybe offer a little assistance along the way with, you know, showing how Cicerones can be so effective in your life and how it's affected me, and how I can encourage them in a way that isn't too in their face, because that's not really my style, but just to show them through my actions and how I interact with them how important Cicerones can be, and hopefully they'll learn from me as a leader, and they'll be able to come together. So I guess in summary, it would be to guide the newbie class together and hopefully help them form those bonds that are so important in the organization. Last question, and then I'll let you guys move on to the next dozens of interviews or applications, I assume. So last one, describe my leadership style examples. I kind of go leadership styles. I've always thought that there are 2 great ways to lead. The first way is to lead by example. Whenever I swam, especially in high school, it was I never really kind of yelled at other people to work hard, or in organizations I never really, if I was fortunate enough to have a leadership position, I wouldn't yell at people to work hard. I would work hard myself, and hopefully people would follow suit. And most of the time they would. So that, I think, is the number one most effective way to lead. So lead by example. So when it comes to spring retreat, leading by example, you know, enthusiasm, professionalism, authenticity, all that great stuff. Just showing them what Cicerones can do. Not really telling them, but more showing them. So that is how I would lead. Second way is to lead with enthusiasm. Kind of going off the first answer, but if I'm enthusiastic, not too in their face about it, again, that's not really my style, but just to be enthusiastic about where they are, about spring retreat, and about Cicerones itself, that is really something that I think that they can take in. quick story. I've coached little kids on competitive swimming for about 5 years now. So every summer I've done it. And this past summer I was working, and it was just a lot of fun to come in with enthusiasm, work with these kids, and show them how to work. And I didn't want to tell them how to love the sport. I just wanted to show them, and that's kind of how I would approach newbies 15. I wouldn't tell them how to love Cicerones. I would just show them how I love it, and hopefully they can appreciate that and do that as well. Wow, this is a long video. I'm really sorry, but those are my answers. Thank you guys again so much for taking the time to do this. You guys are great, and that's it for me. I hope you guys do great with. I know you guys will do great. What am I saying? You guys are going to do great with spring retreat. Really proud of both of you guys. You guys are doing great. I said great like 1,000 times. I'm like Tony the Tiger. Anyway, have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.